Welcome to Cheat Sheet Tales, where secrets slip, lies unravel, and the truth always has a twist. Real stories, raw confessions, shocking betrayals. Drop a comment if you've ever caught a red flag. Too late now. Let's get into today's tale. What do you mean there's been a cancellation? I asked, my voice tinged with confusion and alarm. I had been on call during my lunch break at work and had accidentally raised my voice, but I quickly hushed myself. I hadn't initiated any cancellation. Why was this happening? My mind went completely blanked off. The woman from the insurance company remained unflinchingly calm, a sharp contrast to my rising panic. According to our records, we received a cancellation request from you, and the procedure has already been completed, she explained. I had signed up for a savings-type life insurance policy at the insistence of my sister-in-law Rachel. She was an insurance agent and had pressured me into choosing a plan that was more expensive than the market average, because she was under tight quotas. I'm Liana, a 40-year-old office worker living in an apartment with my husband and daughter. Today has been a whirlwind from the moment it began. As soon as Marcus woke up, he announced he had an overnight business trip and started packing. Meanwhile, my daughter, Eliza, was in tears, saying, I can't find my math textbook. Since Eliza is only in the first grade, she needs a lot of help, which makes everything feel more chaotic. I wish Marcus could manage his own things without adding to the mess, asking things like, where's my travel bag? Or where are my new socks? This year has been particularly tough with Marcus, and the thought of divorce is weighing heavily on me. Why can't you both get ready the day before? When I voiced my frustration, Eliza apologized earnestly. Sorry, Mom. I'll be more careful next time, I reassured her, saying, it's okay. I should have checked with you yesterday. My bad. But with Marcus, it's a different story. Eliza is still young. If you had prepared everything in advance, this chaos could have been avoided. Plus, you should have been thoughtful enough to buy new socks for your trip. His cutting remarks really got under my skin. I had no idea about your business trip. Schedule aren't the socks I washed and put in the drawer good enough? I prefer new socks for my trips, he said. I found his preference odd, but kept my thoughts to myself. His overnight business trips are rare, maybe once every few months. That must have been scheduled well in advance, even if he hadn't mentioned it. If he needed new socks, he should either buy them himself or let me know ahead of time. Seeing Eliza's tearful face as she pleaded, Daddy, Mommy, please stop fighting, I turned to her. Eliza, I'm sorry. It's okay. Let's find your textbook together. Marcus quietly went back to packing while I began searching through the backpack with Eliza. As I glanced over at him, I noticed he was packing casual clothes that seemed more suited. For a weekend than a business trip, this raised a red flag for me. Could this be another affair? My suspicions were heightened given his past. He had cheated twice before. The first time, right before Eliza was born. At that point, I had seriously considered divorce, but Marcus had tearfully apologized and sought intervention from his parents. My mother-in-law begged me, please don't divorce my son, while my sister-in-law added, please don't abandon my brother. Their pleas. Last year, Marcus cheated again, this time with a girl he met on a dating site. Just like before, Marcus is the type to speak his mind bluntly, and his actions are transparently obvious, even if he thinks he's being discreet. His attempts at secrecy are almost laughable from my perspective. When he was caught, he cried and apologized once more. It was pitiful to see him, usually so arrogant, reduced to tears and sniffling. I told him, if there's any more trouble, we're definitely getting a divorce. I had him sign the divorce papers, transfer all our savings into my account, and reluctantly forgave him, but my feelings for him had completely vanished. His selfishness, including his lack of involvement with Eliza, is unbearable. I'm considering holding off on the divorce until she's a bit older. In the end, the math textbook was icily found in the backpack, and Eliza left cheerfully. I, however, was exhausted from the morning's chaos. With no time to make lunch, I headed to a nearby shop during my break. There, I spotted an app for the insurance company and remembered that my policy was due to pay out a bonus around this time. Given the high premiums I pay every month, I rely on these small rewards to keep me motivated. I started thinking about what I could buy with the bonus, maybe some new outfits and clothes for Eliza. Feeling a bit more obed to check my statement. To my surprise, not only was there no bonus deposited, but this month's insurance premium hadn't been deducted either. I was initially just puzzled, but remembering the morning's incident with Marcus, a sinking feeling began to grow. I decided to call the insurance company to find out what was going on. It turned out my sister-in-law was off that day, and another representative handled my call. That's how the cancellation issue came to light. According To her, the cancellation payment had already been processed, but I hadn't seen any money in my account. The representative insisted that all the paperwork was in order and that the insurance company had followed the proper procedures. It seemed like they were subtly implying that it wasn't their fault if someone had canceled without the owner's consent. I made it clear once more, I had no intention of canceling the policy. I'll follow up with Rachel and my husband, but please verify this on your end as well. I made my point firmly and ended the call. Before I knew it, my lunch break was nearly over, and I found I had neither the time nor the appetite to eat the lunch I had bought. As other concerns were weighing on me, I informed my boss that I needed to leave early and quickly wrapped up my remaining tasks, leaving the office ahead of schedule. I immediately called Marcus. If he was genuinely on a business trip and occupied, there was nothing I could do. "Liana, why are you calling?" "I'm at work," Marcus answered after a few rings, his voice sounding irritated. However, I could hear lively music in the background. It was absurd that he thought he could avoid getting caught. "Sorry to bother you, but my life insurance was canceled without my knowledge, and there's no record of any cancellation payment. Do you know anything about this? I'm considering contacting the police as it might be a scam." "Ha! Calling the police? It was me," Marcus admitted. I had suspected that Marcus and Rachel were behind this, so when I hinted at involving the authorities, he quickly confessed, clearly taken aback. Although I had suspected him, my frustration was now boiling over. "Oh, so it was you? Where's the cancellation payment then?" "I used it to help Mom out," Marcus replied. "Help out? Did something happen to your mother that she suddenly needed money?" "No, she just mentioned she wanted to go on a family trip for once a trip." I was stunned by his unexpected response. "You canceled my life insurance for that. To fund a trip? Was the business trip just a cover?" "Yeah, I'm the beneficiary, so you can't really complain, right? We're staying at a luxurious hotel. I'm in the lobby right now, and you wouldn't believe the size of the chandelier here. Maybe he thought it was acceptable since he got caught," I thought, as Marcus bragged excitedly. "What's with this attitude? I have plenty of complaints. Why cancel the insurance without telling me? I've been paying the premiums out of my own salary. You should be able to cover your own trip expenses." "Ah, it's so annoying," Marcus replied. "But it's the money I'd get if something happened to you, right? So it's my money. You're healthy and not in any danger, so we can just start paying the premiums again." I was baffled by Marcus's reasoning, but the terms change as you get older, and the premiums increase. "Do you really not understand that?" "Well, I'm not the one paying for it," he said. Marcus's careless words gave me a headache. "Do your parents know about this, that you canceled my life insurance without telling me? Didn't your father say anything? And Rachel is involved in this too, right? You and Rachel forged my signature, didn't you?" "Yeah, Mom and Dad were actually happy about it. They thought it was a good idea. It's your fault for holding on to all our money. I just wanted to enjoy myself for once. It's no big deal. We're on a * family trip, and everyone's happy. That family includes your parents and Rachel, right? Why aren't Eliza and I included? Aren't we your family too? Insurance is meant for emergencies, and it's better not to use it. Shouldn't you have discussed this with me first? If you wanted to use it for a trip, you would have said no anyway. You and Eliza are always together. It's fine for me to spend time with my Rio family once in a while. Plus, Rachel was planning to sign you up for a new life insurance policy, so it's a win-win for you guys. ... Maybe. I can't believe you're not embarrassed to make excuses like a child, claiming you didn't tell me because you knew I'd object. That's exactly why I didn't tell you. You always get angry. It's so frustrating. If you're going to keep nagging, maybe I should just get a divorce. You wouldn't have agreed anyway," Marcus said, sounding unusually bold, as if being at a tourist spa had given him false courage. "Understood," I replied, before hanging up the phone. "Be prepared. I'm going to make sure Marcus and his family face the consequences," I muttered to myself. My patience had worn thin. Marcus took me for granted, knowing I'd always forgiven him, despite my threats of divorce. I used to think my in-laws were decent people. Even though Rachel pressured me to get an expensive life insurance policy, I believed she wasn't malicious. But decent people don't secretly cancel their daughter-in-law's life insurance and use the money for themselves. Like husband, like family. I'm cutting ties with all of them. I went straight to visit the lawyer, carrying the divorce papers Marcus had filled out as a sort of talisman. I filed for divorce immediately, and then picked up Eliza from after-school care. On our way home, I gently explained the situation to her. She was initially surprised, but she understood after I took the time to explain everything carefully. When we got home, she asked, "So Daddy isn't coming home anymore? He won't be home tonight because he's staying somewhere else. We're getting divorced, so we'll be living apart. There's still a lot to sort out," I answered her cautiously, unsure of her full intent. "Then let's start cleaning up now quickly," she said. "What's wrong? But we're separated from Dad, right, Mom? You don't have to cry anymore. I hate it when Dad makes you upset." "Eliza, did you always tell us to stop fighting because you were worried about me being sad?" "Of course. I had planned to avoid divorce for Eliza's sake, but it seemed she had been holding back her true feelings all along. She intervened in our arguments because she was worried about me. Daddy never plays with me, even on his days off. When I try to talk to him, he just says, 'Be quiet. Go away.' Like this morning, he only uses me to say mean things to you. I've been so sad. I love you, Mom." She smiled at me, and her smile warmed my heart. Eliza had clearly seen through Marcus's selfishness, recognizing that he prioritized himself over her, and she was fed up with him too. Discovering Eliza's true feelings in this way was heart-wrenching and brought tears to my eyes. "I understand. I'm sorry for putting you through such difficult times, Eliza. From now on, it will be just the two of us. But I promise to take good care of you. I love you so much." Yay, Eliza's joy filled me with determination. I vowed never to let her feel sad again. While Eliza worked on her homework beside me, I busied myself with tasks consulting a lawyer, researching real estate agents and moving companies. I then reached out to my parents. When I explained the situation, they responded, "Come back home right away. This way, Eliza won't have to change schools." My father also offered to borrow a truck from a friend to help us move our things in the morning. I notified the landlord, the school, and the families in Eliza's commuting group that we would be relocating to my parents' house. Briefly explained the situation. I planned to handle the school's detailed paperwork later and called my workplace to request a day off for tomorrow. I wanted to complete most of the tasks before Marcus returned. The next day, my parents arrived, and we quickly moved our belongings to their home. By the time Marcus got back, everything was settled except for his things, which were still in the apartment. I left a note that read, "We are divorced, we are strangers now," and left the apartment. I imagined Marcus's shock at finding us gone and felt a wave of relief and satisfaction. The smooth preparation for this divorce was thanks to the research I'd done during Marcus's previous affair. I had warned him, "Next time, there will be no discussion. We're getting divorced," and we had agreed that I would retain custody and all marital assets. With that in mind, Eliza and I began our new life at my parents' home. Later, my frantic mother-in-law called me. She must have reached out because I had blocked Marcus's number. Knowing Marcus's tendency to cry easily despite his bravado, I imagined he was probably sobbing away. "What are you thinking? Divorcing my son when he hasn't even cheated this time?" She yelled, her voice so loud it hurt my ears. I instinctively pulled the phone away. "Liana, it's not too late. Apologize to my son right now. He's been crying nonstop because he's so upset. Aren't you embarrassed to make such a fuss over this? Apologize me? Why?" I was so taken aback by her words that I blurted out, "Who are you?" "Eh?" My mother-in-law clearly didn't expect such a response. Her words suddenly stopped. I was taken aback by my own reaction. "Well, yes, it's me, your mother-in-law. Come on, Liana, what's wrong with you? You're not losing your mind, are you? You're still young." "No, I only have one mother. Are you? Some kind of scam artist? Like, hi, it's me, a phone scam without giving your full name." Since we were now divorced and effectively strangers, and given their tendency to handle things like canceling life insurance without permission, I decided there was no point in engaging in a serious conversation. I might as well continue with the pretense. "Don't joke around, Liana. If you're going to act like this, we have our own ways of dealing with things." As expected, my mother-in-law was furious, but I remained indifferent. "What are you talking about? What can you actually do?" We agreed that if there was another issue, get a divorce immediately. And Marcus himself told me over the phone that he wanted a divorce. My words made her pause, and I seized the opportunity to push further. "If you wanted to go on a trip, you should have consulted me first. Instead, you committed a crime. Did you all want to end up in jail?" Unauthorized cancellation of life insurance can be considered forgery, punishable by imprisonment. I'm ready to pursue this thoroughly. I hadn't heard of any financial troubles in Marcus's family, so their actions seemed like a reckless decision. But that was precisely why I couldn't forgive them. Wait a minute, we can't be criminals. Please, I'm sorry. Let's talk." Shocked by the mention of possible imprisonment, my mother-in-law's tone shifted abruptly, but it was too late. I hung up the phone and blocked my in-laws' numbers. Later, I learned that Marcus was so stunned by the divorce that he quit his job and became a recluse. As for the life insurance issue, we resolved it through an out-of-court settlement for insurance disputes. My sister-in-law was dismissed from the insurance company, which made minor news. My in-laws became the subject of neighborhood gossip and faced criticism from relatives for their poor judgment and shameful actions leading to their social isolation. With both Marcus and my sister-in-law out of work, they seem to be struggling financially. Meanwhile, Eliza and I are enjoying a happy and free life at my parents' home. Despite the difficulties I caused my daughter, I am committed to raising her with all the love and care she deserves. From now